Morning, happy solstice. So coming into a comfortable seated position, and do put any blankets or blocks underneath you that you feel to this morning. And hands on the lap, and you can bring your palms facing up if you so prefer, just to lift energy a little bit, or else palms facing down if you just want to kind of root down your energy a little bit. And your gaze soft, eyes open. And just feel the shape of your body, resting, sitting on your mat. And then allow your eyes to shut. And from the earth, becoming aware of the base of the spine in contact with the earth, if you start to allow it to draw upwards, as if you're creating space along the spine, up and into your skull. And when you've created as much space as feels right for your body, for you this morning, then breathing out, holding that space, but allowing yourself to drop into it. Feel a sense of relaxing, feeling the earth beneath you, holding you. And feeling an awareness of your breath as it flows into your body, as it leaves your body. Now take your time now to set an intention for your practice. As we arrive on the shortest day of the year, if you then find an intention that's going to lead you forwards through winter, into the growing of light around us, that growing of new seeds. Giving yourself space and freedom to dream big, to really listen to what the heart whispers to you. It may be with life, the flow of life on the surface, and sometimes puts to the side or ignores or says isn't important. And trusting in the heart, anything it's telling you. And allowing that intention to find a place, a deep-rooted place within your heart. And your eyes can open again now. And with eyes open, we're going to draw the knees upwards towards the centre line. And then we're coming down onto the spine. You may want to put a blanket underneath your mat. It will be a little bit cozy this morning. And arriving on your spine, hands over the tops of the knees. And your fingers are facing away from you. and with fingers away. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, you're going to draw your knees inwards into your chest. And as you breathe in, you're just going to ease your knees away from the body, just as far as your arms want to reach. And then the out breath, inwards to the chest. And your in breath, knees away. I'm going to take a few rounds of breath here. So it's a lovely gentle movement. But a movement that when you put your breath into this movement, when you're guided by your breath, it's really very nourishing because you're kind of massaging all of your internal and your abdominal organs with your breath. Use these moments just to unravel any contraction you may note through the body, little pockets of tension, any anxieties or fears, disappointments, all this kind of shadows, and allowing your breath to really come in fresh into the body, to hold those feelings, just to wash through the body, through the mind. Creating a clear canvas on which to work this morning. Take another 3 rounds of breath here. And your feet will drop down now, so your knees are pointing up to the ceiling. And we'll take the arms out into a T shape, the palms are facing up. And then your knees will drop over to the right hand side. And your gaze is going to turn towards the left shoulder. We'll take another 3 rounds of breath in this side twist. And your knees can then come up to the centre line and taking them over to the other side, so over to the left and the gaze towards the right. And whenever your body wants to come to rest here, then really accepting and honouring that as the offering point. You know, what your body is offering. Don't feel it's got to be any different. Relaxing into that shape. Another 3 rounds of breath. Now we're going to come into a moving twist from side to side. So breathing in, the knees can drop down to the right, the gaze to the left. And breathing out, you'll take your knees back to the centre line. On an in-breath, over to the left-hand side. The out-breath, back to centre line. In-breath to right. Out-breath to the centre line, and so on over to the other side. So just moving with your breath, a few movements. And seeing how smooth your breath can become and how smooth the movement can be from side to side. And even if there are sticky points in the body, in that flow of movement, can you just let your mind flow through them, around them? It's like the breath is like water, and just washing through the body. And you'll right back to the centre line at the end of the round. And once you're there, we bring the knees in. We're just going to rock from one side of the sacrum over to the other. And then you're going to let both hands on the knees. You're going to let the knees drop down over to the right hand side. And then you're going to come all the way up and over to the other side. Hands on the knees and over. Come up again to your centre line and catching hold of the backs of the legs or else the thighs or else the feet. If you draw your feet apart from one another, so you're coming into happy baby, you can just rock a little bit from one side to the other here. Going to take another 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. You may find you've arrived into stillness here. You may want to keep rocking a little bit. And then we're going to come up to sitting, so you can either roll over to the side of the body, ease your way up, else crossing the ankles, catching hold of the outer edges of the feet. Draw your feet back towards the head. In-breath, easing up and into sitting. And you're arriving in sitting, and you come round and onto all fours. Now take a moment just to arrive on your all fours, and your hands will be rooted underneath your shoulders. You're lifting up into your belly, flats of the feet on the mat. Gaze soft, forward. Now start to find your breath here. Really feel the flow of your in-breath, your out-breath. And over the next few rounds of breath, can you find a little bit of extra length in your breath flow? So maybe you can just extend the count of the out-breath out a little bit. See if the new breath, it follows some length then. Do work slowly here though. Don't feel there's any rush to suddenly like elongate the breath into this massive long thing. Just keeping a nice, steady and relaxed feel to your breath in your practice. When you've found a comfortable length, then we're going to bring the movement into the body. And so start to breathe out, and when that out breath has started, then start to move into your cat, spine curving up, sit bones tucking under. Follow that out breath with your movement. Then as you start to breathe in, then starting to move into cow, the gaze coming up last of all. Again, the out breath will start and then the body will follow. So your breath is your guide here. And you're following that guide through that path of movement. I think we all at times, our mind kind of goes quite quickly, the thought process does. So at times you may find you kind of slip out of that kind of balance and suddenly the movement is guiding your breath and your breath is slightly trailing behind and your mind's kind of got a bit fixated on the movement. So then at that point, if you notice that, just be mindful, lifting your awareness back and into the breath. And just reset the relationship of breath to body. I always think kind of setting it this way, it just helps the body to become a happy body then, because there's no strain then in having to move without that kind of comfort and support of the breath. Move and feel held by your breath. And arriving with your next in-breath. And then with your out-breath, threading the needle now, so left hand underneath the right. We're moving through this, so you'll settle down onto that left temple. You can come up onto the fingertips of the right hand. In-breath, right arm floating up. Out-breath, just bringing your right hand down. Another in-breath, right arm lifts up. Out breath down, and we'll do one more. Right back onto all fours and onto the other side. So your right arm is going to come underneath the left. Just settle down onto the right temple for a moment, maybe up onto the fingertips of left hand. Once you've arrived there, then moving with your in-breath, 3 rounds. Left hand lifts up, out breath down. Again, setting that relationship, so breathe, then moving. Right hand joining left back onto all fours and the pelvis moving in a figure of 8 from one side over to the other. Take your figure of 8 the opposite way. And then your toes tucking under. And with toes tucking under, just rock forwards and backwards now a few times on your hands. And you're going to use this as your launch pad to lift up into down dog. Before you start to move, just make sure your belly is lifting up, supporting the back of the spine. And just find it helps to give a little bit of ease, because then as you breathe out, the knees lift, you draw up and back, and you've arrived up into down dog. And I'm just going to put a bit of sway into the pelvis from side to side. Don't feel you have to here. So just making the practice your own, easing into your body. And we're taking our breath through the mouth. I'm actually going to bring that movement into the skull now. So you feel this sense of the connectivity of the head to the rest of the body. I think so often our head, it really becomes quite detached from the body. You know, thoughts are taking us away from the body so very, very much into our past, into the future, projecting here, there, everywhere but actually in the body. It's just moving the head a little bit, almost kind of reset the sensation of connectivity, of skull to spine. In breath, just pausing, the gaze looking forward, and out breath, feet coming up to the top of the mat. So you can step, jump, walk, feet arriving and folding. Soften this however you want to, so maybe a bit of bend through the knees. See if you can just drape your spine down along the length of the legs. Getting ready to rise, and on the in breath, you're going to float upwards. Arms floating up above the head, out breath back, and into your heart. Few circles through the arms now, with your in breath, like wings, they're floating up above you, and out breath, arriving back into heart. Into another round. Remember, keep resetting the relationship, breath to body. So guiding your movement into your breath flow. It's much harder actually, thinking about it, it's much harder to tense up or get tense when you are following your breath. Because breath is so boundless and the body so loves it in a way, breathing fully, it's so relaxing on all levels. But actually, it's almost quite hard to stiffen the movement when you're moving with the breath. Coming into the next round, and this time we're arriving into a forward fold with the out breath. Going to lift up with the in breath, feel each vertebrae stacking up above the other, and back into the forward fold. So moving out and into the forward fold, breathing in, rising, and breathing out, spine folding. Now feel your body swing as it relaxes downwards into the forward fold. Feel that pull of gravity on the spine. And then rise up away from gravity as you reach up towards light. One more round. And arriving back and into your heart. And rooting down into your left leg, and your right leg lifting up now, knee drawing upwards, circle it around, come round to the base of that circle, and lifting up. Now you can bring your toe down at any time to support your balance. Else, if you want a little bit of extra balance challenge, just see if that foot can stay lifted all the time through your circle. Belly to spine, so you're supporting your core as you do the movement. Keep following your breath. Right foot coming down, root it down. Feel that sense of energy flowing down the leg into your foot. In breath, the left knee lifts. You're following your out breath, excuse the wobble, goodness me. Coming around, another in breath. Keep trusting with balance in that right leg. And you're arriving back down with the left foot. Coming into the side stretch, feet hips width apart from one another. And in breath, the right arm will float up and over. And the breath easing back down onto the other side. One more round each side. And an in-breath, the left arm coming down, bending knees now, riding into chair, and arms floating up, breathing in. Out breath down and into your forward fold. Now moving into sun salutation now, so do flow with your breath here. With an in-breath, your spine can lengthen. Out breath, hands down, back into down dog. In breath, start to ease forward either into plank or onto all fours. And out breath, either lowering down in your plank or back to heels. We'll all find our way moving into cobra, breathing in. And out breath, easing the knees up and back into down dog. 3 rounds of breath here. Looking forward, breathing in. And breathing out, the feet coming up to the top of the mat. In breath, offering your spine. And out breath, folding. Coming to rise, start to flow up as you breathe in. And out breath to the heart. Into another in breath. Into your out breath. In breath off the spine. And out breath, finding your way into down dog. Either in breath into plank or onto all fours. And out breath to heels or lowering down. In breath, starting to move into cobra, taking time to arrive. and out breath into down dog. Keep rooting down through your hands, through the balls of the feet, into your heels. And in breath, looking forward. And the out breath, stepping up to the top of the mat. Off your spine, breathe in. And out breath, folding. Coming to rise, root up. And out breath to heart. Into another in breath, take your time to let the arms float up. And the out breath, a slow folding down towards the earth. Off your spine, breathe in. And breathing out, down dog. Either to plank or fours, breathing in. And breathing out, lowering down to heels. In breath, cobra. And out breath, easing back to down dog. And on your next in breath, breathing in, the right leg floating up, toes pointing. With your out breath, follow the out breath, the foot coming through towards hands. Now into warrior one, breathing in. So the back foot's planted down, root it down, in breath, rising up, lunging deep on the front knee. Take another breath here. And on your out breath, you're going to come into warrior two. So out breath, right hand forward, left arm back. The next in breath, we're going to come into reverse warrior, the front palm lifting up. Turn the palm up. And your out breath into the side stretch. So the right hand will come down to the block on the little toe side, else you can rest on the thigh or down to the floor. And the left arm coming up and over. And arriving back into down dog, breathing out. Onto the other side. On an in breath, the left leg will float up, the toes pointed. Follow your out breath to bring the foot through between the hands. Flip the back foot down. And on an in breath, on the lunge of the front knee, you're lifting up and into warrior one. Start to breathe out. Take the hands forwards, backwards, left forward, right back into warrior two. And an in-breath, breathing in, reverse warrior. We'll follow the out breath into the side stretch. Left hand comes down either to the knee, block the floor, and the right arm stretching up and over, palm down. And find your way back and into down dog, breathing out. So just taking a little vinyasa if you want to, so you can come into plank or down onto all fours. So find your way into cobra. So an in-breath to all fours or plank. And to the out-breath, flowing downwards onto heels of the floor. In-breath to cobra. And out-breath, easing back into down dog. Going to move through that sequence now with the breath, so we won't be pausing, we'll just be flowing through. So in breath, right foot lifting, and out breath, the foot coming through. In breath, warrior one, and out breath, warrior two. Breathing in, reverse warrior. And breathing out into the side stretch. Breathing in, the left hand down, and stepping the right foot back, breathing out. To the other side, in breath, left leg lifts. Out breath, through the hands. In breath, into warrior one. And out breath, warrior two. In breath to reverse warrior. And out breath into the side stretch. In breath, the right hand comes down. And out breath, back and into down dog. Breathing in, coming down to all fours. And breathing out, back into the heels. In breath into cobra. And out breath, back and into down dog. One more time with sequence flowing through. In breath, right foot lifting. Out breath, the foot through. In breath, warrior one. And out breath into warrior two. In breath, reverse warrior. Out breath to the side stretch. In breath, hand down. Out breath, down dog. In breath, left leg floats up. Out breath, through the hands. In breath into warrior one. And out breath, warrior two. In breath, reverse. Out breath, into the side stretch. In breath, the right hand down, and out breath, back into down dog. 5 long, deep breaths in down dog. You may want to let the out breath out through the mouth in one of those or a couple of those breaths. And with your in-breath, lie down onto all fours. And your out-breath, feet together, one big toe pad on top of the other. And you're coming back and into child. And we'll take the arms each side of the body. Forward can rest on a blanket or a block. Letting your body become as small as you can. Letting go of the weight of the body, really allowing yourself to relax, to rest in the shape. Feel your eyes shut and feel the softness of the eyes resting in the sockets with the eyes shut. The darkness behind the eyes. And letting yourself rest in that soft darkness. This inner landscape when eyes are shut. And slowly, with your eyes shut, lifting up to come into kneeling. Your gaze can open then again. And bringing your legs out in front of you now in sitting. Just making sure you're comfortable, sit bones anchored to the mat. And in breath, arms floating up. And the gaze can turn up, soften the eyes as you look up. And out breath, we hinge forward into the forward fold. As we breathe in, we're off the spine forward, the gaze soft. And out breath, starting to fold a little bit deeper, following the out breath all the way to its end and out beyond the end of it. Few breaths here. In breath, lifting up. And out breath into the heart. Hands coming to the sides of the body now. You're rising onto the spine. Make sure as you go down, your feet are hips width apart from one another. Knees pointing up to the ceiling. Hands tied up back. I can't speak. Hands by the sides of the body. And starting to breathe in, the pelvis will lift and the arms will float up over the head. Breathing out, you'll bring both down together. Breathing in, lift up again. Breathing out, hands and pelvis coming down. Another in breath, lifting up into the bridge. And breathing out, this time holding your bridge, your hands will come down and underneath the body, interlacing your fingers, resting them on the floor behind you, below you. And you can just shimmy up onto your shoulders, the chin lifting away from the throat. And we'll take 5 rounds here. Opening up your hands, lowering the pelvis down and in, down to the floor. And we're hugging knees back into the chest. So you're bringing the palms over the tops of the knees again. With the out breath, drawing them into the chest. And the in breath, the knees easing away. And resetting the relationship with the movement. Again, letting the movement, your body follow your breath. When your knees come into your chest, your next round, you then drop your feet down to the floor and taking your knees out to either sides into butterfly, so soles of the feet together with one another. And your hands can rest on the belly. And slowly allowing your breath here to quieten, to soften for a few moments. And bringing hands underneath the knees, the legs, and drawing them back to the centre line. And once you've arrived there, you may want to hug the knees in a little bit more, but otherwise stretching out each leg and turn. And arriving in Shavasana, just make sure you're warm, you've got blankets on. And allowing your eyes to shut. And with your eyes shut, feel them resting at the back of the sockets. So they're being drawn downwards, the eyes, towards the earth. Feeling the quality of darkness with eyes shut. And allowing that to permeate through the body. Let yourself rest to fall into this darkness with eyes shut. Feel its emptiness, sense of space, its softness. As awareness drops inwards into the mind. Now bringing into mind the touch of a breath deep within the body. Your awareness travel to find the breath. And note yourself breathing. And how the awareness of breath lights up the darkness. And as your breath touches your heart space, deep within the body, imagine a flame, a golden white light in the heart. And allowing your breath to touch this, to let it shine brighter. And so this light will flow outwards from the heart. Now feel the quality of this light rather than actually having to see it. Feeling the sense of golden white light. And allowing yourself to open and receive this light wherever it wants to shine and flow within you. Trusting your heart light knows exactly where the body needs it. Keep feeling its quality. how basking in light would feel. And you're going to slowly concentrate the radiance of this light in the heart, like the tip of a candle flame. Feeling your breath touching the heart. Feel how your body is resting in contact with earth. The earth holding its weight. Feeling the air on your skin. How this air enters into your body. Your body releases it. This beautiful cycle of giving and receiving. Feeling the light inside the heart. Reflection of light around us. And the flow of water within our bodies. Like the tides of the oceans. And bring in awareness to your practice intention you made earlier. Held by all of the elements within you and around. And when you're ready to, you start to move fingers and your toes. And getting ready to move, bending knees and then rolling over to the right hand side. And coming up to sitting again when you're ready. And hands coming down to the earth, the floor in front of you and your eyes shutting. And from earth, gathering up the hands to the heart and into prayer. And the gaze turning downwards towards heart. And here, bringing awareness to your practice intention, to whatever else brings light into your life. And with gratitude, bowing forwards and closing your practice. And coming up again when you're ready.